Hey everybody, this is Rowan, and you're watching or listening to the Gen X Factor, where we are supposed to be talking about mental health, parenting, education, and social issues. But unfortunately, given the shit show that America is at this moment in time, we're going to be talking about something else in our very first video on this channel, and that is the horrific murder. It's not a killing, it's not a shooting, it's a murder of Renee Nicole Good in Minneapolis. And then the storming of a school by ICE, the same Gestapo, later that day in Minneapolis. And the day after that, which was, I think, yesterday, they shot and unfortunately did not kill two people in Portland, Oregon. So what we have is an out of control paramilitary extrajudicial goon squad running rampant in large cities. And this is retribution, mind. They're not there for any other reason than to cause havoc and get revenge on these democratic cities that had already said, hey, no, we're not going to use the National Guard to patrol the streets and help you out in this operation. So they just decided, hey, we'll just militarize ICE. That's a good idea, right? So you might be wondering why I'm talking about this on a channel that's not supposed to be about this. Well, the thing is, these kind of things in America today are causing us, people with a conscience, with morals, and the people, we care about other people. It's causing us a lot of mental health stress, okay? And I understand that. It is difficult to keep on top of all of this stuff every single day and not go frickin' insane. So what I'm going to ask all of us to do, and I'm going to bring in the mental health here, is what we need to do is stop for a moment. We need to stay informed. But if you're feeling like overwhelmed, you need to take a news break, okay? 24 hours, 48 hours, however long you think you need, go watch some cat videos or Fail Army or MK, which is a really cool thing that's kind of fun, cool channel. So go do that and then come back and kind of catch up a little bit. Because what we're going to need to do is about three things, okay? Well, maybe four, I don't know. I'm winging this for my first video. I don't have a script. I don't have a whole lot prepared, but what's in this little brain of mine up here. So what we need to do is, first off, we need to continue to constantly film ICE, all of their actions. And they hate it, and they wear masks because they know that if they want to be operating outside of the law, or at least law as we know it, they want to operate in the dark. They don't want to be scrutinized. They don't want to be held liable. They don't want to be identifiable. So we need to continue filming them. And I know this is dangerous, okay? I do. And if you're not feeling safe, you need to back away as far as you can get. I understand that. I'm not in a state right now. I'm in a red state, so it's unlikely that ICE is going to swarm my local city. And so I understand some people might think that, hey, this guy's telling me to go out there and put myself in danger, but he's not willing to. And that's not true. If they were here, I would do that. But they're not. So what we need to do is we need to film them. We need to document, because if we had not, the collective we, not you and me, but if the people had not filmed and and gotten evidence of what happened in Minneapolis to Nicole or Renee Nicole Good, then that bullshit story that Christy Puppy Killer Noam is putting out there would fly. It would pass, okay? We need the evidence. Secondly, we need to contact our local district attorney. You need to contact your state attorney general, because these people need to be held accountable. And if they're not going to be held accountable by the federal government, we all know this, right? They're not. So we have to charge them at the state level for state crimes, because then, just like Tina Peters in Colorado, they cannot be pardoned by Donald Trump, okay? Because you know as soon as they get charged that Trump is going to be like, oh, no, 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 you know, pardon, 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 pardon. So we need to do that. We also, the third thing, hey, there are three things. The third thing is we need to pay attention to candidates. We need to vote, and we need to stay away from these corporate Democrats who are like controlled by everybody, all the billionaires. And we need to vote for people like Zahan Mandami in New York. And then there's a lady in, I think it was Seattle? Democratic Socialist in Seattle. I think Seattle and maybe Portland. I don't know. Mayor race there as well. We need to find people who are willing to stand up to the Trump administration. And when we do elect a new president in 2028, assuming that we're going to be allowed to hold, you know, like real elections, we need to get a president into office who is willing to say, hey, that crap isn't okay. No, I'm not going to forget about it. Yes, we are going to prosecute everybody for the crimes that they've committed while in office and put them in fucking jail where they fucking belong. Prison time. But aside from that, if that doesn't happen, and I'm not particularly hopeful that it will, what we need to do with the documentation, of course, is we may not be able to hold some of them criminally liable, but wrongful death suits, oh yeah. Civil rights violations, yeah. All kinds of civil suits can go through. And the goal of that is not going to put them in jail, unfortunately, which is what they deserve. But what it will do is it will bankrupt them. It will freaking take all of their earnings, take their house, take their car, make sure these fuckers are living on the street where, you know, and maybe then they'll be able to say, hey, you know, it sucks being homeless. I don't know. That's my thoughts. Take care of yourselves, guys and gals and non-binary pals. All of you out there, take care of yourselves. I am going to be coming back with a couple of videos. One is going to be on Trump derangement syndrome and what that is, why it's bullshit, and why it's being used as a thing, a coverall. So I'm going to come back to that next video, and I might do some stuff on parental estrangement after that. So yeah, maybe some more news stuff. We'll see. Because I really wanted this channel to be not about specific politicians or what they said or what they did, but I did want it to come out with this video to say, hey, we need some mental health things to make us sane, right? We need to say, hey, we can take a break but come back, and we need to know in our minds that eventually there will be some sort of justice of some kind in the future. And we need to prepare for that. We need to make sure that that happens with contacting the district attorney of your city, contacting the attorney general of your state, contacting your representatives, both state and federal representatives. Let them know that you're tired of this crap and they need to do something, and do something quick. And then we need to pay attention to the right kinds of people to vote for. I'm doing all these hand gestures over here. You can never see, you can't even see them. You need to vote for the right people, get them into office, and ensure that they clean up this mess that the Trump administration and the criminal gang that he operates. It's like a mob. Well, Trump's like a mob boss anyway. So I'm rambling about now, but you get what I'm saying, all right? We need to take care of mental health. We need to stay informed, and we need to remind ourselves that there are steps that we can take and that we will take to move this towards a better America as soon as we possibly can. Please be safe. Please be kind. And I will talk to you later.